Thanks, everyone. Have a great night.
Storm circulation about 5 to 10 miles southwest of the city of Columbus. Sirens continue to sound. Everybody needs to be sheltered in the city of Columbus as this very strong, tight circulation continues to be very, very ramped up.
This is basically on the city of Columbus right now.
So in about the next couple of minutes, anybody, I want to go ahead and probably say anybody non-essential to keeping us on the air here probably needs to go ahead and go downstairs. Okay, so everybody listening in the building,
right.
If you're not essential to keeping us on the air, go ahead and go downstairs.
This is a WCBI First Alert Severe Weather Update.
I'm meteorologist Keith Gibson with an update on the severe weather situation right now. Let's talk about a new tornado warning that we have had issued. If we switch over to our Viper source, when we go wall to wall, it's like we are just blasting out programming with severe weather coverage. It's like we're blanketing like you would in your room, wall to wall carpeting, we're wall to wall weather coverage, and we're just going to be with the storm. As soon as that tornado warning is issued, we're on the air, and we'll be with you until it's canceled or it expires.
The last thing you want to do is panic people. They love to see you in the morning having fun. It's a morning show. You're supposed to wake people up with a smile, but you know, when things turn, you know, active, you have to turn all that off, and I guess it's just second nature, really.
We look at models, we look at all this data, and once that time frame gets closer and closer, we tend to refine the forecast, adjust it as necessary. It may be a little bit different, especially once the event starts to unfold. We may have to scrap our initial thinking and just go with what's actually happening on radar. So we can be forecasting through the morning show about a squall line coming through during the afternoon, but once it forms, then we just have to throw all that stuff out and basically just go with real-time forecasting. And that storm cell right there, there's the latest scan here, just to the north of Charleston. You can see some of those colors right there. That's that rotation we are being, Viper is sensing right now with our Viper radar. We bolt out of the office, we run into the studio if we're not already in the studio. It's like a constant 24-hour operation to babysit the radar, the storms, the systems coming on in here.
The Storm Prediction Center in Oklahoma issues the watches, but the local offices issue the warnings. And once they issue that warning, if it's a tornado warning, then of course we will come on the air and stay with you until the warning is either canceled or expired.
Okay, Yellow tornado warning. We're going to have to go on.
Tell them ready.
Yeah.
Tell them
to get ready.
Tell them he said get ready.
It's clipping. It's almost to Water Valley there, so let's...
We obviously take what they say in terms of severe weather information very, very seriously.
So basically I'm monitoring the National Weather Service, their thoughts. We're in kind of direct communication via an internal chat room, and we're also watching radar over here on this computer and updating a lot of Facebook and Twitter.
You know, they're behind the computer. They have their radar screens, but where we come in as media is that we have viewers, we have the public, we have storm spotters, you know, that are affiliated with us, and you know, that is real-time information that we can communicate back to them.
I think I've calculated it, our core 19 counties in our viewing area is just over 10,000 square miles. And just think the width of a tornado may be a mile wide at times. Typically they're going to be smaller than that. But that little narrow tornado could affect somebody's backyard, and there's people involved. And it doesn't matter if it's one backyard or like a whole community, and we have to be with those folks on TV. We got to get the information out. So that's why we've decided to just go wall to wall and blanket our coverage. You know, I've worked with management, news director or general manager to coordinate this policy to make sure that we are around during times of bad weather. We want to have somebody in the building if a severe thunderstorm watch or a tornado watch is in effect. We really want to be watching things closely once storms start to perk up, and we are under a severe thunderstorm or tornado watch, especially tornado watches down here. And we just will be watching every radar scan, and we'll just see how it all evolves on a given day.
Every day, I would watch the weather, I'd watch the local meteorologist, and I knew that was what I wanted to do. I would give my parents, my brothers, even my classmates the forecast every day.
Everything starts with a conversation. So let's talk. Let's talk style and selection. With a huge showroom to choose from. Let's talk savings on sofas. Hot buys in cool colors starting at $449. Let's talk interest-free financing for up to 24 months. Let's talk service and design with over 30 years of experience. At Home with Bassett. We love a good conversation, so let's talk. Let's talk furniture right here in the middle of the Golden Triangle.
When your air conditioning is out, don't wait for service. Run with the power of the Red Horse. Sorrel Air Conditioning and Electric will be there that day. You call Sorrel, they'll be there, even if they didn't install your system. The Sorrel professionals will always give you a free estimate and get your system running as soon as possible. Their goal is always your complete satisfaction.
The Red Horse has the lead and he can't be caught. He's moving like a tremendous machine.
Run with the power of the Red Horse. Sorrel Air Conditioning and No more burning brush piles. No more choking smoke. Call on Mulching Services instead. Mulching Services will clear it out, cut it down, and chop it up. Need to clear a right-of-way? Heavy underbrush a problem? It's no problem for Mulching Services. Time to clear or thin out trees? Reclaim a lot or pasture? Let Mulching Services handle it. It's faster, environmentally friendly, and less work for you. So if nature's gotten a little messy, let Mulching Services clean it up. Find them on Facebook or call 574-9353 or 574-0245. When your power is out, 4 County works to restore it as quickly and safely as possible. To help us, you can report your outage by calling 1-800-431-1544 and following the prompts. This lets us know your power is out and allows us to check with you to make sure your power is restored. You can also check 4 County outages at any time on our website at 4county.org in the Storm Center. 4 County Electric Power Association. When your lights are out, so are we.
And it was a great weather day. Clear skies over our part of the country right now. Check the temperatures in the 50s and 60s, just the way we expected. No precipitation. Our forecast looking pretty good. Clear, cold tonight, but
I first started becoming very interested in weather when I was 4 or 5 years old. I grew up in New Orleans, so we had to deal with a lot of tropical storms, hurricanes, just ever since I was 4 or 5 years old. I knew that's what I wanted to do, and then here I am. I would go to school, and I would say, it's going to be like this. This is what it's going to be like. And I mean, of course, I would just say what the meteorologist would say, but still, I knew that's what I wanted to do.
I must have been elementary school age. I used to go home and, well, maybe junior high age. I would go home and if there were storms, I would always go home and flip on the local TV to see if there was that little severe thunderstorm watch or warning. We call it a bug now on TV, but that little map on the screen to see if there's a storm coming or a watch in effect.
Well, you know, I have been interested in weather for what seems like ever. Really, I guess age 6 is all the age, every time I tell people is age 6. But the funny thing is that I never wanted to be on television. I always wanted to work for the National Weather Service. And, but I've always been fascinated with weather, but I had a change of heart in undergraduate school and decided to pursue the television side.
And I always had a severe weather plan. Even when I was little, I made sure my family knew, oh, we have bad weather coming. This is what we have to do. And I even made a little tent in my hallways during tropical storms if we would stay, and I would make them check in and out. The weather is going to change. It could change within minutes, you know, and you have to be ready, on your toes, ready to get to your safe zone, and you don't want to have to worry about what do we do. You want to already have that in the back of your mind, ready to go.
When a watch is issued, tornado or severe thunderstorm, it just means watch out for the potential of something that could form in the next 6 to 8 hours or something like that. It's usually about 6 to 8 hours for a watch. Doesn't mean there's going to be a storm, does not mean there's going to be a tornado. And if there's a severe thunderstorm watch, odds are that tornadoes will be on the lower side of the spectrum. But we always say with any severe thunderstorm, a tornado could occur. So you can't blow it off completely. But when there's a tornado watch in effect, then you have to be extra cognizant of the overall situation. And when a warning is issued, that means there's actually a storm that is producing wind, hail, or a tornado somewhere in our coverage area.
You know, on days like, you know, a normal day, you know, you need to know what you're doing, where you're going on a sunny day, so when the weather does turn active, you know exactly what to do.
You need to have multiple ways to get warnings, including weather radios, because once the National Weather Service issues a warning, that weather radio will go off and alert you. Having ways to get warnings, multiple ways to get warnings, is very important nowadays. And we're on social media, we post radar shots of what's going on, what to expect, everything. They could be out and about, they could be at work, and they could see a post from us saying, hey, there's a tornado warning, here's what to do, seek action, or tune into us on TV or the live stream for more information. So people depend on social media, and we have to be there and on all platforms to alert people. People will tell us what's going on. Oh, it's flooding here. Oh, we have trees down, you know, or spotters. In terms of tornadoes, we can help the National Weather Service as well and confirm that if there's a tornado on the ground or if they see a funnel cloud. It's very important because we also depend on our viewers just like they depend on us.
A much more sophisticated Dorothy. Yeah, much more sophisticated.
Where will you go in the event of severe weather? The new Save a Life storm shelters, available at R&B Furniture, offer a safe, comfortable environment for the entire family when severe weather strikes. Stop by today to see the full line of R&B storm shelters, available in fiberglass, concrete above ground, or in-ground steel units. Give your family comfort and peace of mind when severe weather strikes with Save a Life storm shelters, available at R&B Furniture on Highway 30 West, across from the hospital in New Albany.
When your air conditioning is out, don't wait for service. Run with the power of the Red Horse. Sorel Air Conditioning and Electric will be there that day. You call Sorel, they'll be there, even if they didn't install your system. The Sorel professionals will always give you a free estimate and get your system running as soon as possible. Their goal is always your complete satisfaction.
The Red Horse has the lead and he can't be caught. He's moving like a tremendous machine.
Run with the power of the Red Horse. Sorel Air Conditioning and Electric.
From the 10 Tom City's #1 source for information, this is News 4 at 6 o'clock.
Everything starts with a conversation. So let's talk. Let's talk style and selection. With a huge showroom to choose from. Let's talk savings on sofas. Hot buys in cool colors starting at $449. Let's talk interest-free financing for up to 24 months. Let's talk service and design with over 30 years of experience. At Home with Bassett, we love a good conversation, so let's talk. Let's talk furniture right here in the middle of the Golden Triangle.
Basically, from a distance, it looks like a hot air balloon, but there's so much more to it. They're basically, you get a balloon, you fill it up with hydrogen or helium, but most of the time it's hydrogen, and they put a really long string at the bottom. They tie it on there, and there's what's called a radiosonde, which is a fancy term for a weather instrument that gathers relative humidity, dew point, temperature, and wind speed and direction. They fill it up in this upper air, they call it an upper air building, and it's pretty big when it gets, inflated. And then they'll release it, and it takes about 2 hours total, but it flies up through the atmosphere and sends back weather data via a GPS connection sort of thing, and it eventually pops in the upper atmosphere. That's one of the only ways we can truly sample the atmosphere, is through that weather balloon. Basically, it's sending information to a receiver that they have in the office. Basically, that just allows us as meteorologists to see what the temperature is doing in the atmosphere. Is it cooling? Is it warming? What's the wind? What are the winds doing? Are they faster? Are they slow? And then ultimately, that is the data that is fed into our computer models that we look at every day to try to produce the forecast you see on TV.
Yeah, one of the cool things, basically our bread and butter at this point, our bread and butter product during tornado coverage especially, is when we use Viper and we go into this shear rate product. You'll see these different colors, some green, some reds, and that's one of our exclusive things that we can show you here on WCBI that no other outfit can show you here in Northeast Mississippi locally. And what we'd like to show that for is because that really gives us an indication of where there's fast-moving wind, and typically with a rotating storm that could be producing tornadoes, fast-moving wind is a pretty good sign that there could be some fast-moving twisting wind that could produce a tornado.
The hook is basically a radar signature. It's looking at the precipitation patterns, and when we see that hook, that means that there's obviously rotation in the storm, and that's where we first look at, because the radar beam is shooting up in the air, it's not hugging the ground, so just because there's a hook there doesn't mean there's a tornado down, but it definitely means there's rotation, and we need to investigate further to see if we can determine if a tornado's down or not.
Well, we talk a lot about like a radar couplet. When we show you a close-up green pixel and maybe a close-up red pixel side by side, it means winds are going in two different directions, green towards the radar, red away from the radar. And that just gives us an idea of where there could be some really, really good spin going on in the lowest level of the storm.
Well, on our Viper radar, we can zoom in, plot the streets, especially when we're trying to track these storms, because people want to know, hey, is it coming to my area? Is it coming near my street? Any highway they could be driving, and that's really important for us to be able to track exactly where it is.
We all have to do a critical part, behind the scenes and on the air during one of these major events. Somebody's handling social media, somebody's driving the radar, somebody's on TV.
Meteorology, defined as the science of the atmosphere, can be complicated, but WCBI's meteorologist Brian Owens makes it easy to understand. Brian, a member of the American Meteorological Society, stays in touch with the latest techniques in atmospheric science. Television 4 has the most advanced weather forecasting equipment in the area, and Brian Owens has 30 years' experience as a weather observer and forecaster. Stay tuned to Television 4 for the most accurate and detailed weather information in our area. No more burning brush piles. No more choking smoke. Call on Mulching Services instead. Mulching Services will clear it out, cut it down, and chop it up. Need to clear a right-of-way? Heavy underbrush a problem? It's no problem from Mulching Services. Time to clear or thin out trees? Reclaim a lot or pasture? Let Mulching Services handle it. It's faster, environmentally friendly, and less work for you. So if nature's gotten a little messy, let Mulching Services clean it up. Find them on Facebook or call 574-9353 or 574-0245. When your power is out, 4 County works to restore it as quickly and safely as possible. To help us, you can report your outage by calling 1-800-431-1544 and following the prompts. This lets us know your power is out and allows us to check with you to make sure your power is restored. You can also check 4 County outages at any time on our website at 4county.org in the Storm Center. 4 County Electric Power Association. When your lights are out, so are we.
Is your mess causing you stress? The Triangle's newest storage facility is now open, Jackson Square Climate Controlled Storage, featuring 24-hour video surveillance, state-of-the-art controlled entry systems, all the equipment you need to make your move easier, and temperatures controlled between 66 and 76 degrees year-round. Hey, your garage called. It needs more space. So let us help. Jackson Square Climate Controlled Storage, located behind Buffalo Wild Wings on Highway 45 North, Columbus.
I've been coming to Mitchell Dentist now for several years. I used to have this big phobia of going to the dentist, but not anymore. Here they make you feel like you're supposed to be here, that you're one of the family, you're coming in to visit. I'm so relaxed when I'm in here that it's like visiting with old friends, and I really enjoy it, and they've done a marvelous job. I never have any pain. They take care of everything before I leave.
We can't wait to see you.
For a limited time, Mitchell Dental Clinic is offering a $79 new patient special.
Where will you go in the event of severe weather? The new Save a Life storm shelters, available at R&B Furniture, offer a safe, comfortable environment for the entire family when severe weather strikes. Stop by today to see the full line of R&B storm shelters, available in fiberglass, concrete above ground, or in-ground steel units. Give your family comfort and peace of mind when severe weather strikes with Save a Life storm shelters, available at R&B Furniture on Highway 30 West across from the hospital in New Albany.
Well, my philosophy here is that I don't want to be a dictator. I don't want to be doing everything myself. I can't do everything myself. We all have to do a critical part, behind the scenes and on the air.
I think we each have our specialty areas, perhaps, and then it somehow or another all comes together during a severe weather event where each person kind of has their role, but then we all kind of mold together, and it's a team aspect. Keith is not someone who is a wall hogger. He will share the wall with all of us, which is very good. It gives us experience, and it also, lets the viewer know that it's not just one person watching out for him, it's three. It's all three of us.
We just all have the passion. We work well together. We communicate well.
There's just this flow that is about us that, when someone's talking, it's okay to interrupt them and, pass along some breaking information.
We just like to have it pre-planned going into a situation, especially a big event. We'll just hash out who's doing what and then just improvise going into the first warning of the day.
It's a 24-hour business. We are constantly, because now we're not just broadcast meteorologists, we are media meteorologists, I like to say, because we are on all social platforms. If there's a storm somewhere, if there's severe weather, I'm tracking it, even if it's down on the coast or if it's out west. We never check out completely. Even if we're on vacation, we are still there. We're still in the world of weather. I wake up every day and I check models, and I go to bed every night and I check models, so I love it.
I think it's more of this is a real-time thing, I need to relay the information. I think the responsibility maybe comes later after the fact when I see some nice viewer emails of some sort saying, oh, we appreciate your coverage, we appreciate this and that. And then the responsibility part comes back, and that makes me kind of, hindsight it maybe and just think about while we're up there, we have a huge responsibility in trying to keep our public as calm as can be.
And we have to stay calm. Our mantra here is we stay calm, you stay safe. So we have to stay calm here on the TV side because we just don't want to give any sense of doom to the public or anybody watching. And every part of our viewing area is equally important, let's say.
When your air conditioning is out, don't wait for service. Run with the power of the Red Horse. Sorrel Air Conditioning and Electric will be there that day. You call Sorrel, they'll be there, even if they didn't install your system. The Sorrel professionals will always give you a free estimate and get your system running as soon as possible. Their goal is always your complete satisfaction.
The Red Horse has the lead and he can't be caught. He's moving like a tremendous machine.
Run with the power of the Red Horse. Sorrel Air Conditioning and Electric. No more burning brush piles. No more choking smoke. Call on Mulching Services instead. Mulching Services will clear it out, cut it down, and chop it up. Need to clear a right-of-way? Heavy underbrush a problem? It's no problem for Mulching Services. Time to clear or thin out trees? Reclaim a lot or pasture? Let Mulching Services handle it. It's faster, environmentally friendly, and less work for you. So if nature's gotten a little messy, let Mulching Services clean it up. Find them on Facebook or call 574-9353 or 574-0245.
Where will you go in the event of severe weather? The new Save a Life storm shelters, available at R&B Furniture, offer a safe, comfortable environment for the entire family when severe weather strikes. Stop by today to see the full line of R&B storm shelters, available in fiberglass, concrete above ground, or in-ground steel units. Give your family comfort and peace of mind when severe weather strikes with Save a Life storm shelters, available at R&B Furniture on Highway 30 West across from the hospital in New Albany.
Hi, I'm Jeff Hosford. Sometimes in life, you need a lawyer. And when you do, I'll be here to help you.
If you've been injured in a car accident, you need someone to stand up for your rights. Someone with experience to help you through the process. You can count on the Hosford Law Firm on South Lafayette Street, Starkville. Call the Hosford Law Firm, 662-323-0844.
When it comes time to make a decision, call the Hosford Law Firm. We're here to discuss your options.
When your power is out, Fort County works to restore it as quickly and safely as possible. To help us, you can report your outage by calling 1-800-431-1544 and following the prompts. This lets us know your power is out and allows us to check with you to make sure your power is restored. You can also check Fort County outages at any time on our website at fortcounty.org in the Storm Center. Fort County Electric Power Association. When your lights are out, so are we.
People will ask me if I post a picture, what is that thing on your leg for the microphone that holds my microphone? And they either think I'm on house arrest or they're not sure what it is.
I think the most common weather question I get is regarding rain. If it's cloudy, especially if I'm driving around, if I pull into the gas station, somebody says, they won't say my first name, they'll say, "Weatherman, is it gonna rain?" That's what they'll say. I'm like, well, and I have to give these little impromptu forecasts.
During baseball season or football season, and we're going to get this game in at 4 o'clock.
The question I'll get is, oh, wow, you look much taller in person.
Other people say, oh, you look way shorter in person than you look on TV. And I'm like, well, I have them frame me on purpose because I am short in person and I have to look taller on television.
Oh, they ask me if my eyebrows are real. Yes, they are real.